Greetings children, welcome to your online classes. This is Aishwarya. Please like and subscribe the channel for the further updated videos. The following video is for class 3, subject general science, chapter 4, birds, and it's part 3 of the same lesson. So in this lesson, first part you learned about the different parts of a bird, how the body is divided, that is head, trunk and tail. Then you learned about feathers. Then you learned about their beak. Beak is nothing but a bird's mouth is called breath. For what they use their breath and what are the different kinds of birds which have different kinds of beaks and what are their uses. Now going on, we are going to learn about their feet. Okay, all birds have 2 feet on which they stand, walk or hop around and hold their food. Each foot has 4 toes with a claw at the end, 3 toes pointing forward and 1 pointing backward. The common feature of all the birds' feet is they have 4 toes, 3 in the pointing forward and 1 that points backward. This is the common feature for all the birds, but they have different, some birds have different kinds of feet present because they use it for different purposes. That is what we are going to learn in the following video. Different types of feet are: first is pigeons, sparrows, parrots, etc. Perch on the tree branches. Perching means they hold the tree branches. They have toes that move independently and help the bird to get a good grip on the branches. These birds, stay more on the branches. So they need to perch on the tree branches. Perch means hold the tree branches. So their toes are also little independent, or they're little flexible. Now this is an example of the pigeon's claws, and the second one is the sparrow claws and the parrot claws. They help the birds to stay stiff on the um, tree tree branches. The second type is the peacocks and hens have sharp claws to dig the ground for food. Now peacocks and hens, they have the sharp claws. That means the nail type of the ending is there, no? That is very sharp, which helps them to dig in the ground so that they can eat the worms in the ground. The first picture is the example of the peacock and the second picture is of the hens. Next is birds. You learned about the birds of prey. Birds of prey means the birds which hunt the other animals for food, like how we have carnivorous animals. Same way, when the birds hunt other animals for food, they are called the birds of prey. Now the birds of prey like eagle and vulture have big sharp claws called talons. 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 They help the bird to hold and carry their prey. Now these eagles and vultures, they are very wild birds. They have the capacity to carry one whole snake. Or the vultures can they feed on the dead animals. They eat a lot of flesh, so their claws help them to hold the prey. Hold the prey means the animal which they are going to feed on. So they help, these claws help them to grip on the prey and hold it and carry it wherever it requires. Some birds, they hunt or they go fishing. Now when these fishes are roaming around in the water, these birds, they can come like kingfisher. The birds like kingfisher, they have the capacity to come and hunt the fish. So even the same way, these talons, the birds of prey like eagles and vultures, have talons. Talons are nothing but their claws, the big sharp claws. Next is the woodpecker. The woodpecker has 2 claws that point forward and 2 backward. 2 forward and 2 backward. Now these claws help the birds to climb up the trees. Woodpeckers are very special. They keep pecking the tree trunk to pick out insects. Now to pick out insects, they have to be on the tree. They have to grip on the tree. So these claws, which two in the front and two in the back, help the birds to climb up the tree and stay there for a long time, so that they can perch on the so that they can peck on the tree and eat the worms or the germs that are present in the tree trunk. Understood? Next is the webbed feet. Now you all must wonder how the ducks, the geese, they swim in the water. They have something called webbed feet. You can see that the toes are attached to each other by the skin. These birds use the webbed feet to paddle, um, as paddles to swim. Paddles means how you paddle your cycles, right? Same way, the same action goes around in the water, inside the water. So they keep pushing the water backwards with their webbed feet, which helps them to move forward in the water. It look when you see ducks or the geese in water, it looks as if they are not doing any efforts, but they are paddling under the water. Next is the wading bird. Wading birds like storks or herons have long legs with toes that are spread out, so they can move easily in the shallow water. These birds, they catch the small fishes which are present in the shallow water. So when they have to walk in the water, they cannot wet their body. So the body has long so their legs are long with toes that are spread out, so they can walk easily in the shallow water. So these were about the different kinds of feet in the bird. Now birds have tongue which they use to make sound. Now every bird has a special sound. We can identify birds by their sounds. Now you can see the three pictures where you can see the tongue of the bird, right? Now these birds use the tongue to make different kinds of noises. How we talk, same way they use these tongues to communicate with each other, or sometimes to even scare the other birds which are in their home or their territories. Now there are birds that are singing birds. Now birds like nightingales, cuckoos and skylark miners make sweet sound. They are called the singing birds. The nightingale, the common cuckoo, the skylark and myna. These four are the singing birds. Parrots and parakeets are special because they copy human sound and talk like us. Okay, they have the capacity to mimic us. That means how we are speaking, they also can speak. If you say hi, they will say hi. If you say how are you, they will say I'm fine, how are you. They have that capacity, and they are specialized in that, but they need some a little bit of training for that, for them to do. Next is the birds. Now you learned about the different parts of the body of the birds and what they are made of. Now you're going to learn about their nest is nothing but homes of the birds, and these home is you mainly used for to protect their babies or to protect their eggs. Birds lay their eggs in the nest. They stay in the nest till their chicks are old enough to fly and find food on their own. So these birds lay eggs in their nest, and the eggs stay there. They are there till the chicks hatch out and they are capable of flying on their own and finding their own food. Birds make their nest with straw, leaves, twigs, cottons, etc. But make birds make their nests on trees, in balconies, and in any place where it is safe from predators and bad weather. Now here you can see an example of the penguin. Penguin make their nests using pebbles. As you can see, the penguin is sitting on the uh, and their egg. Now you can see it is made of pebbles. Pebbles means small stones. Then the weaver bird. The weaver bird uses leaves, grasses and twigs to build their nest. The nest has a narrow tunnel like opening at the bottom. The bird enters the nest through the opening. This is very special nest of the weaver's bird. Weaver bird, they are, it is very beautiful. Inside they have different chambers also. Inside the nest they have the place to sit, they have the place to lay their eggs. All these is present inside the nest. Now woodpeckers use their beaks to make holes in the tree trunk. They live in this tree holes. Now, some birds travel very long distances in search of food, good weather, and to raise their young ones. In winter, some birds fly from colder areas to warmer places. Now, abroad, or the countries that are other than India, the western countries, there they have extreme cold weathers, so the birds there cannot withstand that cold weather. So what they do when it is uh, winter over there, they come to the warmer places like India. They come to places like Asian continents. They come here, they lay eggs, they raise their babies and go back to their own place, to go back to their own nation. So this distance that they are traveling, it is called the migration of the birds. Some birds travel long distances in search of good weather and to raise their young ones. This traveling is nothing but the migration. Now, you should know about Siberian cranes. Siberian cranes, these birds, they travel to India during winter as it is too cold in Siberia. In summer, they fly back to Siberia. They are called the Siberian cranes. Now you understood the whole lesson about the birds, the different parts of their bodies, how they are differentiated, how they are adopted. Thank you very much. Stay at home, stay safe, keep learning, and take care of yourself, children. Thank you very much.